Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today my guest is my mom. For those who don't know, me and my mom do live in Virginia, if you didn't hear from the last video. We do live together. I am not independent enough to live on my own. Not even close. If I didn't live with her, I'd probably be homeless.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Are you excited?
Super.
You look excited.
I can't believe the excitement's just boiling out of me.
I can tell.
Yeah.
We're super sarcastic in this home. So today, just like my last video with my grandmother, I'm asking my mom a series of questions. And hopefully some stories will come out of these questions. And some laughs. So let's get started. How did you feel on me getting my piercings? All of them. All three. Let's start with the nose, because that was the first one I got.
The nose was less traumatic.
You flinched like you were getting it done.
Because the sound it makes, it's like, ooh.
And then I got my belly button pierced.
Yeah.
And then I got my tongue pierced. That's the one you flinched at the most. Like, I was sitting there super calm, and you were like...
Well, the noise it made.
The pop. Oh, because there's a thin lining in your tongue
Okay.
that pops when they pierce it.
It's a horrible sound. And it freaked me out a little bit. But I was more about the stigma.
Yeah.
I didn't really care about...
The piercing itself,
yeah.
it's the stigma behind the piercing.
Yeah, because there's the old stigma that if you have a tongue piercing, you're way more loose than most girls. And it's like, that's just bullshit. Because I know a lot of girls with no tongue piercings that...
Are way more loose than any girls I know with tongue piercings.
Yeah, just to say their lives would be like a toll booth. So, I didn't want other people thinking that of you. For you, it's just style and
Yeah, it's...
expressing yourself. For other
Yeah.
people, it's stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you feel when I told you I lost my virginity?
Ugh.
And that I wanted to have sex. I think the talk when I was like, oh, I want to have sex, it was different than the other talks about sex. Like, this one was like, let's involve your father in this talk. And I was like, why?
Did I?
Yeah, because you had me call him.
Well, I mean, we had a whole conversation
Yeah.
about you having sex.
Yeah.
I mean, because initially we've had previous conversations, but then this last conversation,
Because I was dating someone, and I was like, could you buy me condoms? And you were like, for what? I was like, because you told me if I was gonna have sex, I should ask you to buy condoms.
yeah,
Taking the advice, and then I got a lecture instead. No condoms out of this lecture either.
No, I think you went away without even your mind was slightly blown though, because I didn't just cover what you asked, like sex. It was like, you know what? I could see when you walked away, like you were about to walk away from me, and it was kind of like you were kind of satisfied, but you weren't. So I was like, well, let's just go a step further and just totally talk about all of sex. You know,
We talked about everything you possibly think of. Like, some parents cover, oh, the birds and the bees. We were like, no, this is what will happen to you if things go left during sex. It's not just sunshines and rainbows and the glory of your flower disintegrating. It's everything else that can happen too.
yeah, what are boys are going to say? What will boys say just to get in your pants?
Yeah.
What are all the positions that you can do that boys were like, well, that's not sex because there's no penetration. I didn't put it in your vagina. I put it someplace else. And it's like, dude, it's sex. I don't care what you do. If you put it in any other hole on your body, it's going to be sex. Okay, so, but... yeah, I mean, that was like, oh my God.
That was the deepest conversation we ever had.
But after you left from that conversation, then I was like, okay, I blew her mind. So now her friends are not going to tell her stuff. She is going to tell her friends, like, you know, I just had this conversation with my mom.
Oh yeah, it was a whole thing.
So, yeah.
Speaking of sex,
No boy.
how are you feeling? Because you know, the whole thing now is like eating ass and like butthole action. How do you feel about that?
It's gross. It's an exit. It's not an entrance. I don't care what you put in there. don't put anything in there. It's just, to me, it's just uncomfortable. I know that's some people's thing, and it's fun and it's great for them, but I'm good. I pass.
I think my favorite is when your boyfriend was like, I will karate chop you to the neck and roll you out into the streets if you ever stick anything in my asshole.
Yes. Yeah, we're quite clear on the things
I
that
was like, well, what if it's your house? He was like, we have to make an example out of her. She has to go out to the street.
Yeah, because I feel like we're both very staunch about the anal activity. There should be none for either one of us. It's.
And if you are unclear, men do like having something back there. Straight men.
Yeah, straight men and gay men. Everyone, men,
because
women.
If you don't know, there is a G-spot back there for men.
That's what they say.
I
can't confirm or deny that statement. I have no clue.
Some call it milking the prostate.
Or pegging.
Pegging, I think that sounds less painful than anal or milking the prostate, I feel like. I'm just gonna peg you.
I don't know. I think of my grandmother's old pegboard where she used to like hang her spools of thread. It was like a pegboard, and you just look, I'm not gonna tell you that's wrong or bad. It's just not my cup of tea. You can keep that. I'm good.
You can keep that?
Yeah, I don't need it.
I'm not one for anal either. Yeah.
The whole thought sounds painful.
First of all, I'm not prepared to have anything enter through there, like at all, because it's a tiny hole.
Yeah.
And it doesn't go back to size like a vagina does. It stays. Once it's open, it doesn't close. It stays open. Like a vagina will snap back. This hole will stay open.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I have a lot of gay male friends, and I'm just like, I don't care that they're gay. That's whatever for them. But I'm like, doesn't it hurt? I feel bad because I'm like, can't we find another way of doing this? I just don't
Can't we find another way?
I just like, doesn't this hurt? Like, I don't know. Yeah, I just think it's painful, but women like it too. So, yeah, I'll pass though. Thanks.
That's a hard pass for me too.
I'm good.
How are you feeling now that I'm gonna be 21 soon? Like your raw, feeling on me being 21.
My overall feeling is I'm glad you have another year. It's good to grow.
I haven't gotten arrested.
No, we don't play those games here.
I won't get visits in jail. I've already been told that.
Yeah, we don't know you unless it's self-defense. I mean, don't call this house. But yeah, I'm happy that you have another year. You're growing, and life is a good thing.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't get to see 21.
That is very true.
But as a parent, oh God,
hating her soul.
It's when you have kids, the baby part, it's gone, and it's like, oh, I wish I did more. But I mean, how many hours in a day? How much money do you have?
Yeah.
And just time is just extremely short. So, but I am glad that you're turning 21. I mean, life is good, but yeah, it's just painful as a parent because you're just like, oh, these moments are slipping away, aren't they?
Yeah, but it's okay because I'm not moving out ever.
No.
So, I mean, she can say, these moments are short, but she acts like I'm going to leave her house anytime soon. I'm not. If people don't know, I'm not leaving my mom's house ever.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the circus has closed, so I have no place to run to now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the circus is out. I'll have to find another place to run to.
This is going to be for a very long time. And studies show parents who have kids who live with them live longer. So I'm just extending her life in real life. So
is that what you're
I'm going to have her around for so long because I've stayed so long in her house. You're going to be like, well, and no one really knows what your real age is.
I'm not trying to be the Highlander. I need this to end soon and quickly. I'm extending my life for...
Because if I don't extend it, who will?
Okay.
I asked Mimi this question. How do you feel about my profanity problem? I know you technically like don't really like think it's an issue, but like, how do you really feel about my profanity?
I mean, profanity doesn't bother me. George Carlin had this comedy thing back in the day in the 70s talking about bad words. And I believe the same thing. Words are not bad. You know, it's how you put them together that makes them bad.
Yeah.
I just wish that you would do it less around certain people like your grandmother, because she gets very touchy and I can see her face cringe and I'm like, or people outside of this house, like who don't understand us in our relationship. So
Yeah.
then I'm like, can you just please kind of pull back, because I don't want to have to look at them and they're looking at me like, you let your daughter talk that way, and I'm like, oh.
But here's the thing.
She's an adult.
Yeah, I am an adult, and even like though I curse, I'm being my most authentic self, and I think that's what she's taught me to do, is be me, no matter what it is, no matter what I say, just be who I am, and that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really, it doesn't bother me. I just, you know, I know certain people, it makes them cringe. So I'm just
I think that's the best part. I think that's so great.
I think that's what you like.
I think I love when people cringe at the things that I say. Like, that is just such, I get off on that. Like, that is great.
Yeah, but I cringe because you say it out loud with other people, and I'm like, not with those people. You can't say it with those people.
I think it's so funny. Like, we'll be out and like she'll say the most random, out of the world shit. The yogurt. We were in Giant and I was just looking for orange juice. She's looking for yogurt. They didn't have the yogurt she wanted. All I hear is "fuck your mother." And I was like, who is angry? And she's like, oh, they didn't have the yogurt I wanted. I was
yeah,
like,
because I'm like combing it. I'm like, what the fuck is this goddamn yogurt? And I'm like, fuck your mother. This goddamn yogurt's not even here. And I'm like, you know, you go shop it. You have a list and you're like, I just want certain things. I'm not asking for anything special. They don't even have the juice I like anymore. I mean, not that I'm drinking juice too much anymore, but they don't even have the juice I want.
You just like to know it's there in case you decide to turn back.
They have the flavor that I don't drink there. And it's like...
well, if you're not drinking juice, what does it matter?
Just in case I give up on...
this diet?
Well, it's not a diet anymore.
It's a lifestyle.
Now it's a lifestyle. If I give up on this lifestyle and just turn back to the dark side, I want to know I have my things there so I can partake and just say, you know, what the Joker say? If you're going to go with a smile.
Those who don't know, we did do the keto diet for 2 weeks. She has fallen in love with it. I have amended my keto because there are certain things I wasn't having during this diet that I can incorporate back into my life, like bread. I love bread. She thinks it's the devil. It is the devil, but I love bread, and I work out a little bit harder than she does because I'm a psycho in the gym.
Yeah, my amendment was wine. I need wine.
Oh, yeah, she needs
I work
wine.
for a living. I talk to people, and I need wine.
We're
at the end of the
not
day.
very like people.
Well, here's the thing. People are stupid. A person is smart. You can talk to a person. You don't have to agree with each other.
Yeah.
But you can have a normal conversation and find a middle to say, yes, I agree with you. I disagree with you, but I respect what you're saying. When there's people, nobody hears anything. And you see that every day when they have these protests and you have these opposing sides, which I don't mind. I love the opposing sides. I love a good conversation where things are opposing. I hate when everyone is like in sync.
Kumbaya.
Yeah.
In this bitch.
But if you're all yelling, how the hell can you hear anything?
Yeah.
So
I think a good talk is great, not this whole yelling over each other. That's just some shit.
Right. I just, for me, I just don't like people. And when we're out, it seems like people have this mentality of they don't care, like them first. And I'm really over this society right now of me first. This whole me first thing is very selfish, and I don't know when this changed. But we were never a me first country when I was growing up, because you looked out for your neighbors and your neighbors' kids. So when I was growing up, you could not act up in the street because
Your neighbor would tell your parents.
Yeah.
And it'd be a whole thing.
Yeah. So now, like...
My generation is like me first.
If you say anything like, oh, I saw your daughter, just to give a parent a heads up. So, and they were like, don't be telling me what to do. You mind your business. And I'm like, okay, I can't. This is why I'm like away from people.
Yeah.
So.
For everyone who doesn't know, like, we're very, like, anti-bullshit. Like, I think that's the best way to say it, anti-bullshit.
Yeah. And don't piss on me and tell me it's raining.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just tell me. I mean, look, whatever you're going to say is probably going to make me upset, but I'll respect you for telling me.
Yes.
Instead of sugarcoating it, now I'm pissed at you for sugarcoating it and tell me the bullshit.
I hate sugarcoating. I think because I grew up without everything being sugarcoated, it was this blunt, and it was that. It was what it was. Here's the paper, and this is what it is. Some people I know are like, your honesty is too honest, and I'm like, grow the fuck up. You're 20-something years old. Get the fuck over it.
Well, that goes even past your 20s. I am in my 40s, and there's no honesty at work. Because it's better for me to sugarcoat a conversation with my coworkers, not all my coworkers, certain coworkers, than to tell them you're full of shit and I'm not standing for it. Get your fucking work done so I can do my part and we can move forward. That I can never say. I can't say you're fucking up. Can you please do your job?
I think it's great when you have meetings at home and you're on the phone with them and she'll say some wild shit and I'm like, can they hear you? And she's like, no, they're on mute. I'm like...
Yeah, I mean, like, there's one guy I hate during meetings. Like, every time I see his name in a meeting, I'm like... Because he's a kiss ass. Don't get me wrong. He's a nice human being. He is helpful if you ask him and if you do work with him. Mm-hmm. But he is a kiss ass, and he will throw you underneath the bus to make himself look better. And so when he starts talking, I know he's just trying to make himself look better than everyone else in there. So every time he speaks, my eyes literally roll back to the back of my head because I can't trust anything you're saying right now. And he most of the time he's totally on point. It's very rare that he's bullshitting, but sometimes I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Just stop. That's why I work from home mostly because I can't be trusted.
Or your building has like given you a lung infection.
Oh my god! I work.
She works for the FDA. The FDA building has gotten her sick twice.
And then the second time, they didn't even want to help me because I was a contractor.
And here's the thing: when I came home to find out that she was sick, her boyfriend was like, she just wanted to take Robitussin and go to sleep. Turns out she had a lung infection. I don't think Robitussin helps with a lung infection, dear.
Well, and that's the funny thing. I was like, how did I get this? And they were like, you probably just inhaled it. And I'm like, I work in a health organization. What do you mean I inhaled something? I'm expecting to have...
the clearest air ever working in the FDA. Nope, it gave her a lung infection.
We have automatic doors. We have a whole bunch of stuff for handicapped people to make their life accessible and easy to work with. There's a man that I see sometimes in the space I work in, and he's deaf. So he has someone does sign language for him. And she'll show up to the meetings or to whatever, but he is the smartest guy in the world. So I'm thinking to myself, you have the smartest man in the world. He has a small issue. He can't communicate normally like we do. So they gave him an interpreter. Why can't we have an air filter so I don't die of something I breathed in?
They were probably testing it.
An air filter costs less than the interpreter. Why am I getting an infection breathing in something? They were like, it wasn't ingested, like I didn't eat it or touch my face or whatever. I inhaled it. And I'm like, the interpreter costs more than an air filter. I'm going to need you guys to get it together. But whatever. That's why I work from home. Well, I work better from home anyway because the stuff I have to do is constantly just breaking everything so I know that it works well for the company. So
Yeah.
yeah, and I work better at home because it gives me the
Free range.
Yeah, and I can just leave everything out on my desk. If I'm at the office, I gotta put everything away. So I can run to the bathroom and then bring everything back out again. If I'm home, I can just keep working with everything on my desk. So.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me so far?
How do you feel about turning 21?
I'm out here! I'm lit! I'm gonna be able to drink. I'm gonna be out here, be able to get a glass of wine, and just show them my ID without any problems. I'm so excited. Been waiting my whole life for this.
Are you excited?
I'm so excited. Like, we're big wine drinkers, so I'm super excited to, like, really experience wine drinking with the expert. Like, I'm super excited. So, I am just ready for Friday to come.
Oh, Lord. What were your thoughts when I told you we're moving to Virginia?
Oh my fucking god. We have moved a lot. Okay, my whole life. We have started in Co-op City in the Bronx.
Yep.
Moved to New Jersey. To move back to the Bronx. To move to New Jersey to Bayonne. And we went from Bayonne to East Windsor. And this is where she said, we won't move. You'll get to go to college here. Everything will be fine. This is the last place we're going to be. We're going to get a house. Everything's going to be good. And then end of freshman year, she's like, I'm moving to Virginia. And I was like,
sophomore year.
It was summer freshman.
Yeah, because work was drying up. And in my industry, I'm in IT. So if you're not being challenged or
it's over,
you're pretty much in a space.
Yeah.
And then I came down for a party and I was like, you know what, why am I BSing? So I said, I'll take a real run at this and see what happens. And yeah, someone liked me and they were like, yeah.
And here we are. The day after I graduated high school, we moved.
Yeah.
Literally graduation and then moving day.
It was actually a blessing to say that we're picking up to move
because
6 months after I left, my company
shut down.
No,
not that they fired. They merged, and then a lot of people were laid off.
Yeah, so a lot of people were laid off.
Grown men crying.
My
in the office.
My boss doesn't even work there anymore. My director doesn't even work there anymore. So everyone was like, "Did you know?" And I was like, definitely not. That was not the reason why. I just thought that, I needed a change. I needed my career to be restarted. And just so happened, it was the best thing I could have done.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, there was a few moments where it was like, what did I do? Why did I do this?
I think the hardest part for you leaving was leaving me.
Yeah. Well, we've always been together.
We've never been apart. And the fact that we were apart from, my summer of freshman year all the way up into my senior year was very tough on the both of us, I feel like.
Yeah. Well, I came up a lot on weekends, but that's a difference being there every weekend.
And then being there all the time.
Yeah. So that was definitely hard for us, but financially it was the best thing because
if you guys don't know how hard my mom works, she held down 2 jobs. Was paying a mortgage in Jersey and leasing an apartment in Virginia. I don't know anyone who works harder than my mom. And she has passed along that work ethic to me. And I work really hard so I can make her proud, but also because I feel like because her and my dad, they work super hard. They always have jobs, no matter if they're unhappy at their job. They've always taught me, don't leave your job until you have something else set up. And that's super important, and that's just always how I've viewed. If I'm unhappy, I'm gonna find something better, and then I'm gonna leave. So that's something better. And she's taught me that.
Yeah. Yeah, this was not an easy move, but it was the best move. It actually worked out at the end, and got everything settled and got you down here.
Overall, I think that move was the best thing for me, because I was going through some shit during that time. Mm-hmm. Well, it was boy troubles, but it was a lot more than that because I wasn't really eating. Remember I told you I was very depressed during my senior year. I wasn't really eating. Like, my best friend had to make sure I would eat. When I go over to her house, she made sure I eat. So it was very hard. So when I moved, I started eating more. And I was, like, happy. And I was, like, getting out of the house and not being, like, a hermit. So it was actually a really good thing.
Yeah, I think once you got a job and
Yeah.
signed up for school,
Everything just started, like, rolling for me.
it gave you purpose and, you know, trying to figure out what you want to do when you grow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Changed majors 3 times.
Oh, God.
Here we are. I'm in my 3rd major.
Hopefully the last.
Hopefully the last.
But you never know.
Yeah, honestly, with me, you never know.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Ugh. It's been painful.
It has been painful. But we've gotten through it. We've gotten through a lot together.
Yeah. Definitely.
Currently, we're waiting to move in. Oh
Yes.
my God, I'm so excited. I've never been excited to move a day in my life. Let me tell you guys that right now. I hate packing. I hate everything about it. But I'm super duper excited to move. Oh my God.
Just to get out of this building.
I hate this whole complex.
Yeah, the company will remain nameless. We kind of just hate them. The management company, it just sucks. And the updates are not updates, they're band-aids, and we just went out. We want to go someplace else, and we found someplace finally.
Yes, we went on apartmentlist.com. We went through
Hundreds.
almost 500 apartments in a week. And we only liked 3.
No, let's be clear.
I went through 500 apartments in a week, and I only liked 3. I'm very specific on what I wanted. I wanted roommate style because our rooms have always been next to each other. And now, you know, that I'm older, it's a little awkward.
My boyfriend comes over. So, we need space. And plus, we just both need space, and we just need to get out of this building.
Yeah.
Plus, the amenities at this new place are amazing.
It is. I'm super excited to have a laundry area in the apartment.
In the apartment.
Have a package room that actually, you know, it will be open 24 hours a day. To have my own little corridor. Even, like, I really wanted my bathroom to connect to my bedroom and my closet, so I've never had to leave. But I had to trade that off, which is fine because I have my own hallway, which is even better because I can just put up a door in the hallway, and that's just my area.
Yes. Indoor garage.
Indoor garage, so no shoveling snow anymore.
Ugh.
Super close to Metro, which is great for me. I don't have to walk up a hill anymore. I can literally walk outside and be on Metro property. So everything is always salted in that area. Never have to worry about slipping again.
Yeah.
There's 7-Elevens across the street.
We're still close to my mom, so I can still keep an eye on her.
Super close to my grandmother, because everyone knows how close me and my grandmother's relationship is. So, yeah, it's super close to everything. I'm super excited to move.
Can't wait.
I'm counting down. Are we so excited for Thanksgiving this year?
I am.
We're going to Miami! It'll be my first time going. It'll be her second time going. I think we're going to go see our cousins while we're there. Maybe.
That's what you said.
Yes. I'm super excited to see my older cousin.
See how this works out.
Super excited to see my older cousin. She's not excited because I'll be 21 and be able to drink with her, and she knows my cousin's a little bit of a wild child. Super wild. But I'm like super excited to go. Beach in November is always a plus. Thanksgiving, it's either reservations or flights someplace. We rarely cook.
It's a tradition.
Yeah, I think we may have cooked like twice ever on Thanksgiving. 2 to 3 times.
Maybe, yeah. It's a tradition my grandmother started when I was 12, and we went to St. Thomas for Thanksgiving. So I've tried to keep that tradition with my daughter now. Sometimes it's with family. We go to their house. Sometimes we cook. Sometimes we go to a restaurant. And sometimes we fly, like to Vegas.
Like, we've gone let me be very clear, there's no fun in going to Vegas if you're not 21. I've been to Vegas more times than I can count, and I've never been 21 to go.
I don't know why, because I'm not like a big gambler.
We walked the strip. We're more along the line of just looking to see how the hotels have changed each time that we go.
Yeah.
Like last Thanksgiving, we went to Vegas.
I like the shopping.
Yeah.
I love
Went to
the shopping.
Vegas last Thanksgiving. Shopping's always fun. I love going to Venetian. I love the Venetian.
Yeah, Venetia. You should go to the Palazzo. It's in the Palazzo Hotel or something like that. It's like the Palazzo. It's next to the Venetian.
Yeah.
They have their own wall in there. Oh my god, it's so amazing.
So nice.
Super high end. Only could buy probably a keychain in there, but that's okay. It's just nice to walk around.
I think you like the Venetian more because they have the Coach store in there.
No, that's not the Venetian. That's
What's that?
Caesar's.
Caesar's.
Caesar's Mall. Caesar's Palace Mall or something
Yeah.
like that.
They have the Coach bag, the Coach store in there. What's fun about the Coach?
Two of them.
What's fun about those Coach stores is that they will get the stuff before it even comes to the East Coast. So she will get it before anyone else gets it. And they were like, "Do you want your initials engraved on it?" And she's like, "Of course I do. Why wouldn't I?"
Yeah, yeah. I don't like seeing myself coming and going, and I've never seen myself coming and going with all the pieces I pick. I don't pick out the normal pieces that you see everyone in the streets with.
Yeah.
No, I don't do that. I buy stuff that people don't normally pick up. So
My mom is the type to wear lace in the winter and leather in the summer.
totally.
But everything she buys is really like timeless. It can always be used again no matter what's going on.
Yeah, I try to be as classic as possible. I like classic pieces, but I like classic standout pieces. So it just makes a statement. And plus, I love wearing black.
Black is such a good color.
It's a great color. But I'll like wear an accessory piece, like a bag or something sparkly. And yeah, that makes the piece.
Yeah. What have you learned most from having me?
Oh, wow. Patience. Patience. I've learned to have patience.
I was not an easy child.
No, it's just not that. It's just like, as a parent, no, well, before you become a parent, you're just this adult who's on your own and doing things on your own. And then when you have a child, you're on someone else's time. You're basically working for someone else's livelihood who doesn't talk to you, who just wants to be fed and changed. So it's different. You have to have a different level of patience. You learn a different type of love. It's not the same love you have for your husband or for your wife or your mother. Your child, it's a different type of love. But patience. Patience and understanding, because even though you're my child, we have different ideas
Yes.
and thoughts,
Yes.
and we don't agree on everything.
When we
So-
don't agree, it turns into like this. Because
Standoff.
it's a stand-up because we're so stubborn separately, and then when we don't agree, it's like an argument, and then we won't talk. We'll just go to our separate corners, and neither one of us is wrong. And then my grandmother has to intervene, and we don't talk. It'll be like a good morning, and then I'm going to work, and that's it.
Yeah. So you have the patience, understanding, and just the I had this conversation last night. A lot of times I just have to hold my breath and pray that you come home. Because there's so much crazy in the world. I don't need to tell you. You just turn on the TV or turn on your phone and look at the news. There's a lot of crazy out there. And as a parent, you can't hold your kids in. You have to let them go. They have to see the world. They have to figure it out, because you're not going to be here forever. And they have to know how to handle themselves. So I told my boyfriend, it's basically hold your breath and pray until they walk in the door. And
It's the little ones.
it's hard as a parent, but if you do that, I mean, we always have conversations,
Yeah.
and I've given you a foundation of all the knowledge I have and learned and picked up, and I've given you, and I'm like, if you just roll with this, you should be okay.
Yeah.
You know, if you give your kids that, then 9 times out of 10, they will come home through that door.
Yeah.
You know, yes, you haven't been arrested, but I told you what your life would be if you were arrested. You know, it's not just me like, oh, I'm not going to pick you up from jail. It's the fact that try to get a job with a record. Try to go to school with a record. Try to do anything with a record.
It's harder.
It changes your life. So it's not the fact that me as a parent, of course I don't want you to go to jail, but your life will be 10 times harder. So, yeah.
So I have this in my head sometimes. Like some days I'm like, oh, I'll get married, I'll have kids. Other days I'm kind of like, what for? Right now I'm in the what for.
Yes.
But recently we've had these talks of if I got married, how would it work? Because my parents are very weird. I adore my father. He adores me. She cannot stand my father. And it's gonna be a little weird, you know, trying to plan out a seating arrangement around that.
Well, I mean, we don't have to sit together. We can be there in the same building. I just don't want to have to sit with him. Is that a problem? We can take a picture together. Do we have to speak during it? No. The photographer will give...
the front row where parents sit together?
Will give directions, and then we will move forward. There's no need to have a conversation, okay?
She doesn't like him. He likes her.
Well, here's the thing. It's not even that. It's just the fact of...
My dad's a little control freak.
Yeah.
My dad is a control freak. Like, I do love him, but sometimes I'm kind of like, I'm not doing this.
And sometimes him just trying to be nice comes off a little...
flirty?
And disrespectful. And I'm just kind of like, look. Smile, take the picture, and move away.
My prom in Sweet 16 was very tense for them. Well, for her. I just stayed away from it. I went off.
Yeah, because he's gonna try to pretend like we're still together, or like where there's still something between us, a spark between us. There's no spark.
He's like, I'm still holding on to hope for your mother.
There's not even a flash of hope.
We have a better chance. I have a better chance of hitting the lottery than my mom and my dad getting back together.
Pretty much. That's all I'll say about that.
It's a fun family dynamic. I think our family dynamic all around is just weird.
Yeah.
From our relatives to people.
Yeah. Well, our relatives are interesting on their own. That's a whole nother segment.
We're really the sanest people out of our family.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, this has been another fun episode. So until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Bye.